Here we're doing a 2005 Ford Freestyle. We'll be working on it today, and we're going to be changing out the spark plugs and the coil packs. So as you can see, you got there's a covering over the back side of the coil packs. For starters, I'm pitching off the coolant lines. Comes off that hose connection there. You'll lose a little bit of coolant, but not a whole lot. That'll be on the right side of the engine block. So right now I'm removing hoses, connections, just anything that'll be in the way for the cover to come off. And then the air hoses are coming off. So I took that off just to get more clearance. What you're going to want to take apart also is the bracket that runs straight across. That connects to the bracket that holds the motor mount there. And the bolt here is a 13 millimeter. And you got 4 other bolts that are holding it also in place, which is a 15/16, or you could use a 24 millimeter. Now after you remove the hoses, disconnected most of the lines, that goes to the, I believe it's going to be the intake EGR. You're going to want to go all the way to the back. You're going to find a copper tubing that's got a connection there. You're going to have to remove that. It's toward the back, underneath all them hoses, way back in there. Once you remove the manifold cover that's connected to the EGR valve, this is what you're going to see in the back end of the, well, underneath everything there. So now you can get to the power packs or the spark plugs. And on the opposite side, I still have the fuel line intact. There's the fuel rail. So I still have that intact. But when you take the cover off, you're gonna have to fish it out from underneath this line here, because this part can be getting caught up in there. So what you want to do is lift, go to the right, and it'll untuck from underneath. And when you get to this point, you're just going to have to push down on the tab and pull back. So now you got that released, and it takes an 8 millimeter socket to release that bolt there. Just be sure the coil packs match. In this case, they should match pretty well. So now you replace the coil packs and spark plugs. You're going to want to put the cover back on. And like I said, you're going to have to tuck this portion underneath that hard line. Here you go. And I believe that's connected to the fuel rail. Socket size for the screws that hold down, the bolts that hold down the cover are also 8 millimeter. Make sure you don't forget to reconnect that copper line on the back end of the EGR valve there. People have made mistakes, and then they got to take it apart again and then find out that they have to put that connection back together. So there it is, everything's back together, all the hoses are back intact, connections, air lines. So that's the detail work for coil packs and spark plugs. And don't forget to erase the fault codes. Thank you for watching.